we are. It is time to do the testing of the Lake Champlain Barlow from C. Risner Cutlery at traditionalpocketknives.com. This is the sheep's foot variant, as you can see, and look at this factory edge. Holy shit, man, look at that thing. I didn't do anything to it. That's right from factory, and it is unbelievably sharp. That is a sign of good things to come throughout the video here. Love the knife. It's big. It's meant for heavy-duty work, and I'm going to demonstrate to you that that is the case. It can handle it. Starting off with regular cardboard here. Slicing like a dream. It's got a deep hollow grind on it. Thin measurement behind the edge. So you have all those things, and you have a nice long blade, which just makes this kind of slicing that much easier. You don't have to kind of really pay attention as much to where you are on the edge. You don't have to try to keep it in one spot. You just cut, and it just cuts. Let's do some more. This is going to be a little bit more intense than the regular testing. We're going to be cutting things that I don't normally do. Cutting things that I don't normally cut in these videos. Because we want to see what it can do. And like I said, I want to demonstrate that slip joints can do hard work too. Forgot my cutting board here. You are looking into my garage shop at the house here. Let's try some utility cutting. That's going to be something that this blade shape is very good at. Look how thin it is at the tip. Very, very thin. And it stays thin quite a ways up toward the spine too, thanks to the hollow grind. Now look at this. I'm not even really having to push down hard at all. I set the tip down, I draw my hand back, and it's already cut. Unbelievable. Just don't slice your fingertips off if you try to go fast. Let's do some turns, curves, turns. Look at that. Completely clean cut. Let's do one more with even more intense curves. Let's go wild with it. Certainly that's going to leave something not cut. Nope. Impressive as hell. Look at that. What's next? What are we doing next here? Leather? Leather? Decided to cut up this old slip. It was my old pocket organizer for my Cubist variant and my space pen, but I just made myself a new, better one, so I'm going to cut this up. Yep. Real nice. Now this kind of cutting is actually a little bit easier if you have some belly on your edge, on your blade. But since this one doesn't, I'm hanging the edge of my hand off of the edge of the board a little bit. And that gives me more room before my knuckles hit the surface. So we destroyed that piece of leather there. How about some massive rubber tubing? Some big old tube of rubber. Let's see how it does. That way it didn't work as well, so I started rotating it. And then once I did that, it really started cutting nicely. Yeah. Real nice. We have the blade length to do something like this with ease. Really very comfortable in hand too. You know, since it's a slip joint, there's not a lock bar and pocket clip and a bunch of things that might kind of cause hot spots in your hand. But this is just straight up handle. That's all it is. The corners are rounded off. The actual covers are contoured. It's just very comfortable in hand. How about some Cecil rope? Isn't Cecil a name? I feel like that's like an old-timey guy's name. Cecil? Sounds like it, huh? Again, I'm hanging my hand off the edge of the board here. And look at that. Like a green bean, baby. Cutting it like a damn green bean, dude. Clean, not leaving any strands uncut. Very nice. How about some fire hose? Look at this stuff. This is big old fire hose. It's almost like a nylon weave on top, almost like a ratchet strap material, and then there's a layer of rubber under that. Let's cut through it, see what it can do. Yeah, piece of cake. Let's fold it in half, maybe. Let's try this. Not sure how well it'll do. Yeah, it's kind of mushing down too much. Yeah, cut that pretty easy. We got a lot more stuff to go, folks. We're cutting some wild things today. There you go. Make short work of that. What's next? Oh yeah, let's test our edge. What are we looking at? Gosh darn it, man. M390 blade steel, and it seems to be heat treated very well because we are still slicing paper nice and easily. All right, some 2-inch ratchet strap. This is the thick, heavy-duty stuff. See if I can get all the way through it here. Not quite, but real close. Let's do another one. Even closer, but not quite. Let's do one more. Trying with all my might. Yeah, not quite, but that was real close. Just a couple strands hanging on there. Pretty darn good for a slip joint, if you ask me. That big roll should last me for quite a few cut tests. All right, how about some zip ties? I made this little contraption here. 5 zip ties looped through a 2x4 here, and I'm gonna pop them with the knife. Ratchet straps are notoriously pretty hard on edges, so I thought it'd be a good test. Bam, there's one. Bang, there's 2. Bang, 3. Bang, 4. It's not even really hard to get through them either. And 5. I thought it'd be harder, but pretty easy for this for the LCB. Yeah, there you go. That's kind of a fun one. Maybe I'll do that in every test from now on. Action still feels just as good. Nice and poppy and crisp. What's our edge looking like now? Pfft, damn, dude. Crazy. All right, we got a couple more things. What's next? How about some copper wire? Starting with this thin stuff. I don't know the gauges, but it's like regular thin wire. So we're actually cutting metal now. Cutting copper. Which, if you have a good edge, it shouldn't do much. But this stuff might. This is some real thick stuff. I think it was like 10, maybe? 10 gauge? Can't remember. It's quite a bit thicker though. This one I was a little nervous on, but it cut it. I immediately checked the edge because I was hoping it wasn't gonna, like, you know, chip it or something, but it didn't. That's thick stuff, you know. It required a pretty good amount of strength to, you know, cut it, but didn't seem to damage the edge. There's a second one. And the third one. Pfft. Yeah. I was pushing pretty hard, though. But that's impressive. That's impressive. I've always been kind of nervous to do that with my knives, but... let's carve some wood now. Let's do some whittling. It's biting in nicely. As you can see, I'm a pretty practiced wood carver. I carve little animals for my siblings sometimes. You know, I've made, you know, horses, wooden raccoons, beavers, you know, stuff like that. I try to be humble about it, but I am very good. All right, that looks pretty good. Now what? Are we done? Are we done yet? I don't think so. Let's cut some more cardboard just for fun. Just to show that after all that, you're still cutting cardboard very nicely. This is a knife you could probably use for a whole week before you have to even strop it. This is more cutting than I do probably in a week, honestly. On an average week, I guess you could say. That's about it, folks. That's impressive. This thing holds an edge like crazy. This is some good M390. Finally. Seems to be kind of rare these days to get some actually very good M390. It does everything a locking knife would be able to do so far. You know, I probably wouldn't... I mean, you could baton with it, but probably wouldn't. But, I mean, on your day-to-day, do you really think that you're doing something day-to-day where it wouldn't be a good idea to do it with a slip joint? I don't think so, at least not for me. I could absolutely have this as my primary knife and nothing else. So, yeah. Big ups to Austin at Traditional Pocket Knives who designed the knife, and QSP for doing a killer job on the, you know, on making it. So that's it. Please like the video before you head out, folks. I'd appreciate it. Go check these out, traditionalpocketknives.com. Use code DOODYTPK, all one word, all caps, if you want to get $5 off of one of these guys. DOODYTPK. Adios.